I want to give some attention right now to Teddy Bridgewater. We didn't cover this, Coke, when Teddy Bridgewater was a high school coach here in Florida, and he got in big, big trouble. And you remember that he is a former player, and the reason why he's in the news is that he's back in the NFL as a quarterback with the Buccaneers. But when he was the coach, it was Northwestern High, I believe, was the school in Florida, Coca. He got in trouble because he was giving items to his high school kids. And those items were food. Those items were Uber rides. Those items were the equivalent of 3 hot meals, a recovery truck, because playing football is so impossible. And Miami-Northwestern ended up suspending him for these actions. What bothered me is when I found out what he had done, where he paid $14,000 out of his own pocket, where he had a camp for players, his own players, where he served them 3 hot meals that they may not have otherwise gotten. When I found out that he got them clothing and spent about 10 grand in clothing. When I found out that he was helping them recover and it was about $1,300 a week. When I found out that these were the amounts of money and realized that these public schools don't allocate that money to take care of the players, yet expect them, and this is not a private prep school where the football team is looked at as really cool by the 5'2" Jewish 7th graders. I'm talking about a football team where, wow, these guys have a chance to go pro. You have a responsibility to have a football program when you've got players who are that good that takes care of these players from the first minute they enter your program. And if we are going to have a system where a coach who has the financial means to go out of budget to do something, I ask you this. Have you spoken to your teachers recently? A teacher of your kids, if you have kids? Do you have any idea the amount of money that teachers spend out of pocket during the course of a year because the budgets aren't there in public or private schools? Are you aware that public school teachers buy supplies, they buy food, and all sorts of things for their kids who otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to have that sort of educational experience? Do you think these teachers get raises for that? No. Do they get paid back? No. But do they get suspended? No, it's almost expected. Why is it that we have no interest in taking care of an athlete and suspending someone who, by the way, they won the state title in 2024? We're talking about one of the best programs in one of the best states for high school football, and doing something that a nameless, faceless teacher of 4th grade science will do for the kids. And we turn the other way for that. But when it's a revenue generating, fame generating, highlight generating program, we say, that's it, you have to be suspended. I find it to be completely unfair. So, I have a solution. I'm not just going to present to you things that I think are wrong. I like giving proposals, like get rid of the joint scrimmages. Here's a proposal. I would like a budget. I would like it to be part of a budget, and if it changes class size, if it changes what happens with teachers, if it changes what offerings are made with electives, I understand that when you take from Peter to pay Paul, Peter suffers. I get it. But when you are a school that is actually competing for state titles, you've got to treat your football coach in the same way that you would treat your teacher. So, to do it, I want a budget. Now, do I think that every school should have the same budget? Absolutely not. I am all for big market high schools and small market high schools. I am perfectly fine with certain high schools competing for the state championship every year and certain high schools never having a shot. I am also fine with certain schools getting the best recruits out of middle school than other schools. You can extrapolate where my difference is with Mike Ryan on whether or not it should be a level playing field or not in college and how that should work. All of that said, if you create and are forced to create a budget, and that budget has a collar, meaning it has to be more than X but less than Y, where you are in that band is up to you. If you're Miami-Northwestern, you are going to be high up there. That budget should exist But when you've got a coach, a famous coach, a rich coach, and you just get lucky enough to get him, and that coach says to you, I'm not changing who I am because of the rules. I've got a big heart. I get it from my mom. I was once these kids. I know what it's like to be in their shoes. We're going to not tolerate that? It's the opposite. We should be encouraging that. We should need more Teddy Bridgewaters. We should have more sponsorships. We should have more money flowing in to help kids who can't help themselves. We're doing it in college. We certainly are doing it in the pros. We've got 19 and 20-year-old kids as professional athletes. We're doing it in non-major sports when you can have 15 and 16-year-olds playing professional soccer. We can be better. And as far as I'm concerned, Teddy Bridgewater got a raw deal.